What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing why Naughty Dog hates Jak and Daxter. Well, maybe not hate, maybe a complete unwillingness or lack of care to keep this franchise alive. In essence, them abandoning the entire franchise. If you do like the video, please go ahead, leave it a like, and while you're down there, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think we'll ever get another Jak and Daxter game? Do you think Naughty Dog should pass it on to someone else? Or do you think that the game has had its run and it should be put to rest? Let's get into the video. Now, Jak and Daxter was one of the most successful PS2 titles in the console's history, with the first game selling over 4 million copies. It was only beaten out in sales by titans such as the Grand Theft Auto games, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, God of War, and Gran Turismo. Now, to today's standard, 4 million doesn't really seem like that much, but for the time, 4 million copies was massive. It beat out other huge game franchises as well, such as Need for Speed, every single PS2 Ratchet & Clank game that was sold. It even beat Guitar Hero and even Simpsons Hit and Run, just to name a few. Safe to say, Jak and Daxter was monumental. This franchise was one of the cornerstones to the success of the PS2, and along with the Crash Bandicoot franchise, solidified Naughty Dog's reputation as a reputable game development company. As of April 2017, the entire franchise, through both physical and digital releases, sold over 15 million copies worldwide. With all that success and the strong foundation that Jak and Daxter was able to provide Naughty Dog and also the PlayStation 2, there's nothing in so much of a way of paying respect to the franchise or even celebrating it in its current generations for a modern audience. So what went wrong? Is this the fate for every successful game on the PlayStation 2 console? Let's compare Jak and Daxter with another like-for-like franchise, one that also had a major presence on the PlayStation 2 and with its success also became one of the main mascots for the console. Yes, I'm talking about Ratchet & Clank. Now, back in the day, Ratchet & Clank and Jak and Daxter felt like they were in constant competition in becoming the main iconic mascot for the PlayStation 2. Fans loved both games. Everyone had a preference of which franchise was better for them. Regardless of what side you picked, you knew both games were fantastic games. However, herein lies the difference between the two. Instead of doing two sequels then handing the franchise over to another game developer who clearly didn't have the same passion or love for the series, Ratchet & Clank, for the most part, stayed in-house at Insomniac Games. This then resulted in the franchise having a multitude of games being released on not only the PlayStation 2, but PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. New stories were being told, characters were being taken to interesting locations, and the game mechanics were always being tested and experimented on. It was, for all intents and purposes, being kept alive. So let's look to the modern day and see where both franchises are sitting, starting with Ratchet & Clank. In 2016, Insomniac remade their original 2002 release for the PlayStation 4. It was critically acclaimed, scoring many 9s and 10s across the board. It really showed off what could be done with a motivated developer and a team that loves the franchise. 5 years after that, we have the newly released Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which takes advantage of the PlayStation 5's power and gave us incredible gameplay mechanics and transporting between worlds in an instant. Let's now look to the modern take on Jak and Daxter, and, well, there's nothing really here in the modern day. It had its original release in 2001, which then spawned 2 sequels and a racing game. All were fantastic. 2 more games came that were developed by different studios, not so great. One of these games was for the PSP and the PlayStation 2, the other was a PSP exclusive. Then you eventually got a HD collection of the original games that was released for the PS3, and had it not been for this collection, Jak would have totally been absent from this console's lifespan, aside from his role in PlayStation Move Heroes. Same also goes for the PlayStation 4 actually. There were no entries for Jak and Daxter on the PlayStation 4 aside from their HD collections, and it appears that the PlayStation 5 is going to share the same fate. Do we see the contrast here? Insomniac gives the impression of care and love for their franchise. They experiment with the series, take their characters on new adventures, continuously innovating, and we the fans get fantastic games as a result. Naughty Dog, on the other hand, seems completely apathetic to Jak and Daxter, and I can't help but feel that they don't care for one of their most successful franchises. Obviously, arguments can be made for Naughty Dog that at the time they went off to work on other franchises such as Uncharted and The Last of Us, so their focus drifted away. However, why not pass on the Jak and Daxter franchise to someone who will take good care of it? Why hold it away from someone who will do it justice? To add further insult to injury, and for those who didn't know, Jak and Daxter just celebrated its 20-year anniversary from its original release on the PlayStation 2, and what did Naughty Dog do for this momentous occasion? That's it. A couple of tweets and a few short articles, nothing more. Now, there was a Jak 4 in the works. More info in that can be found in this video I made here, but ultimately it seemed like Naughty Dog couldn't crack the code for Jak 4. They wanted to refresh the franchise, but changing too many things would result in the game being nothing like a Jak and Daxter game at heart. So there was a constant battle between innovation and maintaining the essence of the franchise. Ultimately, a compromise could not be established after 3 to 4 months of development, and the entire project was shelved. With a bit of searching online, you can stumble across these concept pieces where clearly they were going for a more realistic take on the franchise. Naughty Dog president Evan Wells did, however, state that he wishes they were working on a new Jak game, but hates to break it to the fans that there was no Jak and Daxter game in development right now. He went on to say that he loves what Insomniac are doing with the Ratchet & Clank series, and it makes him envious, wishing something was in development for Jak. But this seems incredibly odd to me. You say you love the franchise, you say that it's loved at the studios, you want to see it prosper, you also love the passionate fans, yet nothing is being done with Jak and Daxter. So with all that being said, and all the time that has passed and all the opportunities that have passed, it is clear that Naughty Dog has abandoned the franchise. I hope one day I can look back on this video and be told that I was wrong, but for now, Naughty Dog have no interest in continuing this franchise, nor do they have an interest in giving the franchise to someone else to continue. Through their omissions to act on the franchise and over the last 15 to 20 years, they've clearly shown a complete lack of care and interest in a series that means so much to so many. If Jak has any chance of surviving outside of small cameos and Easter eggs, Naughty Dog needs to pass the mantle and give the game to another developer. One who is trusted, who is proven, one who makes quality after quality games, and one that may have already implanted Jak and Daxter into their own newly released game. That's right, I'm talking about Insomniac. To me, Insomniac games would be a perfect fit. They've already remade their classic 2002 Ratchet & Clank game, they've already proven their work through Ratchet & Clank, and the president of Naughty Dog has also praised them for their work. It seems like such an easy fit to me. Now, the only issue I could see with Insomniac taking on a Jak and Daxter game would be their high workload at the moment. Insomniac are no strangers to hard work or a large workload, and for me, would be the perfect fit to carry the franchise forward. Basically, it comes down to this for me. If you're not willing to do something with the franchise, let someone else step in and refuel that fire. Let someone else bring this beloved franchise to a new generation of players on a new generation of consoles. The power of the PS5 in the right hands could result in a visually stunning world being created for the Jak and Daxter franchise, regardless of whether it would be a total reboot to tell a brand new story or a continuation from the old story. There are so many fans itching for another installment, and it's incredibly frustrating seeing other games, some even from the same era as Jak and Daxter, such as Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Medieval, Ratchet & Clank, and even a rumored Sly Cooper game, all being rebuilt from the ground up or receiving sequels for the new generations. All the while Jak and Daxter, the history-making franchise, acts as some distant memory fading away into obscurity and is being left behind. Naughty Dog might love the franchise as they say they created 20 years ago, but they sure as hell don't care for it now. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Am I expecting too much from Naughty Dog? Should they pass the franchise over to another company like Insomniac Games or a completely different company? Or do you feel like Jak and Daxter has had its run and it's time to put the game franchise to rest? Leave all your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're down there, if you could like the video and share it to someone else who is also a Jak and Daxter fan, that would help me out greatly. But that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts. Take care and stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.